Going on, fam? We hard cut bully kennels, man. Hard on the yard. Got the pups with me, man. Today we just kind of monitoring the pups, man. I'm really watching activity, looking at their temperament, seeing the ins and outs. You can learn a lot about what's going to be good or bad for your program just by looking at the litter. Looking at how they overcome obstacles. How do they figure things out? If I open that gate, how long does it take them to know they can step over that? Do they want to step over that? All of these things is little things that help to determine what's good for my program. Not to mention the fact that we can, not to mention the fact that I can look at the structure and the muscle build of them. Of course, now they're gonna lay down now, of course. But we've been out here watching for a while, and different balls, different things to play with. What do they try to do? And especially, I just want to kind of see the movements, balance, different things like that. How do they use their tail? Which hairs stand up? Different things like that. Just all things that are, if you were in a show ring, would it pop out? Are they photogenic? This black pup is very photogenic. He's always seemed to be looking at the camera. I've had a lot of pups and a lot of different videos, but these two pups here were the first two to go viral. They still going. They over 2.3 million right now. So they are photogenic. But that aside, you're looking for structure. You're looking for width. How wide is the puppy? Classic and standards are the same measurements. So width determines the class. So that's important. That's the difference between a classic and a standard. It's just like a height requirement for the class. You also have a width requirement for the class. The only thing is the height requirement is documented. This needs to be this tall, but the width requirement is not documented. But you need to be able to look at the pup and tell how wide he is, so you'll know, just like you'll know how tall he is. You ain't gonna know. You don't know for sure how tall an 8-week pup is going to be, but you can look at the ratio between his body width, his body length, his body height. That means from stomach to the back, in proportion to how long his legs are. And you can tell if he's going to be tall or if he's going to be short, or if he's going to have the appearance of tall or short anyway. You definitely can tell the head size. If you look at the puppy and you're like, man, he got a big head, he's got a big head. He's going to keep a big head, because small heads don't just grow in. If the puppy has a small head as a pup, he's going to have a small head. You can't breed that out. It doesn't transform. You can't have a small head female then breed to a extra big head dog and get big. Nope, that ain't how it works. They're gonna be small head. So you can tell the head size. You can tell, how the ears fall, how perky they get with different things. Watch when I do it. Hey, hey. That almost fooled me. I got more reaction out of the girl. But just different things. And I also work on recall. Her name is Nola. 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 Good girl. Nola. And we're gonna go to treats too, and then that's gonna reinforce what we're doing. But head size, look at which direction her feet are in. I can tell if it's gonna be an underbite or an overbite on the muzzle. I mean, you can see the angulation in those legs, so they're not gonna have stiff stifle. Of course, they got full tails. I'm looking at how the tail reacts. It means when they perk up, when their ears perk, does the tail perk? All of these are things to show quality dog, man. It's nitpicky, but this is the difference between Secretariat and that horse you got in the backyard, man. That boy's head is just right, man. Look at his head compared to his shoulders, and they all carry good. Look at that. Look at the top line on him. I can tell what type of top line they're gonna have. Sometimes they'll have a little dip in the back, and then they can grow out of it. But most of the time, I can tell that's just gonna be the shape of the dog. Not to say it's bad or good, but like I say, that's the difference. You're trying to get as straight as possible. So, just looking at the litter, you can tell a lot about what you need for your program. Not so much as you can tell temperament too. You can tell temperament. You can tell reaction. How they're going to react to toys, how they're going to react to training, because you can, put a little string in there, see if they chase that string. It's different things like that. If they react good to that, then they're going to react good to training, which means they're going to be stronger than the normal bullies, because they're going to get more training in. They have potential to gain muscle, even though the strongest bullies I've had, they don't do nothing. They don't. The strongest bullies I've had watch TV all day. They don't do no push-ups. They don't run around the yard either. But my more athletic bullies is definitely the case that they get better as more exercise they do. And that's pretty much the hardcut bully line in a nutshell. Everybody in hardcut are athletic enough that they get better as they work out. The more I let them out of the kennels, the more better they get. Less kennel cleaning you got too. So get your dogs out of the kennel and let them run. So what else can you tell? Cowhawk. Cowhawk is when the back ankles kind of point in each other. You can look that up. Cowhawk. It's the same as on cows and on horses. This is not new stuff. If you walked up to a cow and he had cowhawk versus one that don't, you want the one that don't have cowhawk. He's gonna be able to stand out there in the field longer, be able to move more. He's more athletic of a cow. So these flaws are not just for bullies; it's for all animals. But you need to be able to look at this if you're gonna be a breeder. If you look and you see a couple flaws already, then you're looking at paying a pet price. They might can, like I said, if you see underbite and cowhawk, maybe you let the cowhawk go because they can outgrow it. All puppies are a little cowhawk. They outgrow it, most of them. So that's the cowhawk is one that you really can't judge off top. And another one is high rear. You just don't never know with high rear. You're gonna have to look at the parents. If it just stands out to you at the litter, then don't do it. But if it's slight, you just never know because puppies have growth spurts and the back part will grow taller than, quicker than the front part sometimes. So cowhawk and high rear are the flaws that are a little bit hard to see as puppies. But just about every other flaw is not. Even gay tail, like I said, you can see how the tail reacts. If it's just curling over, if it's falling, you can tell how it reacts compared to how the ears react. and you'll be able to go with that. So it's different things that you can tell as a pup. How tall, how wide the chest is. You can tell they got an H-frame chest. You can tell they're gonna be bow-legged. You know, you want straight legs in the front. So you can tell a lot from a puppy, and you got to start being able to do that if you're gonna be a breeder, man. Not to say there's anything wrong with them, but you're trying to do things for your programs, and you got to get good top lines. You got to get good muzzles. You got to get good tail reaction. You got to get good temperament. You got to get good muscle. You got to get good width. All these are important, as well as genetics. There's a spider on me, man. Had to knock that spider off me, man. I'm out here in the country, y'all. There's always something. We hard on the yard, like I said. But you need to figure that out, man. Figure out how to read American Bully flaws. Figure out how to pick the best pup. You could go to a litter of somebody that's just starting, and they can't really sell them high yet. They have to sell them at a low price to get the name out and get going. You might find a champion in there. It could happen. Most of the time it probably won't, but if they're doing it right, it could happen. But now, and you'll be able to pick that out. If you looked at my series on American Bully flaws, I got a 5-part series on American Bully flaws. Go check that out. Become an expert at this. And you'll be able to pick apart any dog. You can look at a grown. People bring their dogs to me and they're really proud. I mean, and I pick that dog apart before they walk up. I just can't tell it to them. You know, I can see the feet going the wrong direction. I can see the back swaying. Tail don't never even come up. I can see a whole bunch of stuff. They got an underbite. And it's really a pet quality dog they have, but the muscle is so amazing looking that it doesn't matter. So I'm going to do another video on that. When it comes to bullies, if you're not breeding, does the structure even matter? I don't know. Y'all think about that, man. Come on off the bench for the big win. Get you some hard cut.